said 999.
Just because there's 4 digits.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could do it in time. Or if there even is a limit.
I don't know.
Hmm.
The only good thing about that stage is that every 100 rings you get an extra life. Although, if you game over from no lives in Sonic Adventure 1, you're bad.
What's the hardest quest? Probably unironically Big the Cat.
Yeah, Big the Cat you can die surprisingly easy because when you break your fishing line, I think you just die. Oh, jeez.
I also think this is the first time they called him Eggman.
Dude, they could have... Robotnik could have just killed Sonic right there.
Nah.
He's out cold.
Oh, while watching this Let's Play, especially on the Sonic part, keep in mind how much money Robotnik spends on everything. It's pretty tame right now. We beat the Egg Hornet, which was probably like $1 million flying machine. But that's nothing compared to some of the other stuff he puts together.
We need to get busy.
Just wait until the Egg Kaya.
You know nothing. Whoa! Convenient. I just like how fast Sonic goes even when walking.
Yeah, it's so nice. I think this game controls really well. Like I said, the biggest problem is the camera. And you can kind of control it with the L and R buttons, and you can turn it to free or active camera mode where it like more closely tracks, or it doesn't track Sonic at all. But no matter what you choose, it's all just kind of awkward.
Convenient. Yep, sounds good, game.
Yeah, there's so many times when you beat levels that just convenient things happen. It's like, okay, now we can go there. It's like after you do Twinkle Park, just the security code, or the security card for the big building next to it just drops down from the heavens.
Yeah.
And it's like, cool.
Yeah, not even like a story reason, like
it literally just
some character being like, I lost my security card, where is it?
It literally just drops down from the sky.
They were like, dude, who cares? Well, they were, honestly, considering there's 6 quests, they were probably like, bro, I'm done. This game's coming out right now.
Yeah.
I'm not putting any extra on it. So, first part of the stage, second part of the stage, Kino.
The second part, or the first part, I skip a lot of this. Ice Cap is not the greatest level in the world, but you can skip a lot of it if you come up here. And just... Yep.
Wow.
Alright, part 2.
Okay, so yeah,
you can also
you didn't see that.
You can also clip through this, but it's really awkward. Yeah, whatever. You can clip through the bridge before it's like drawn down, but this part's not that long.
I like Sonic stages where you have to go slow.
I don't mind platforming like this. It's like at least something different. I think the problem with like the boost Sonic games like Sonic Rush, Rush Adventure, Unleashed, and Generations is that a lot of the game is just like holding down boost and going through enemies and you like barely care about anything. And it's like exhilarating, but it's such a cheap thrill. IMO.
Oh dang, really? Hey, be careful not to fall off.
Yeah.
What is this,
Yeah, like, okay, so what you do is that you can jump over here, and then from here you do a spin dash jump to the bridge, and you can just clip through it, because this game's programmed wonderfully.
That part right there where you're in reminds me of the temple from Majora's Mask. Snow Peak, I think it's called.
Yeah. Wow!
Now's the Kino. Oh, thank goodness. I was watching a video on just like underappreciated Dreamcast games, or just like I don't know,
most
unique games.
Dreamcast games.
Yeah, most. And the person doing it, I don't even remember who it was. It was just some random thing I saw. I was like, oh, sure, I'll watch this. They said that D2 was a classic, and I was like, a classic what?
It's a very, it's a.
I think
it has its like audience.
I think they called it a masterpiece, but I don't want to put words in their mouth.
It's like even Spencer did a full playthrough. If you want to watch D2 full playthrough, Spencer did it. That game is like cool and like very ambitious for the time. It's not a masterpiece at all.
I don't even think it's a
not
classic.
Even close.
I think it's like a very interesting, cool game. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
It's not a classic. Like classic is like saying that like anyone can like enjoy it. It's like
yeah,
no
way.
99% of people that play video games could not appreciate D2 whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against them. It's just like such a weird time. The game is so weird.
So that I was like, oh! I think it was Bakba Soup. Actually, now that I think about it, I think he was like, remember when we played that? Man, what a masterpiece! And I was like,
maybe he was being sarcastic.
Maybe.
Honestly,
but like everyone in the comments was like, oh yeah, D2, and I was like, what planet am I living on?
Bakba Soup, I don't know. I don't know how you feel about him. Like, I watch him sometimes, because he's obviously a Resident Evil, like, guy. But I kind of hate him as a person. He's so annoying.
He has very weird opinions on stuff sometimes.
Like, sometimes, like, his opinions are on point, but sometimes it feels like, it's not even just his opinions. It's sort of his, like, personality.
Yeah, not bad.
And it seems like he thinks that he's, like, the authority over some stuff sometimes. It's like, dude.
Well, he put out, his newest video he put out was, him talking about Resident Evil rumors, but it was literally just rumors that, like, of what he thought was going to happen, so it was no basis in reality, and I get it, but he kind of framed it like, listen, people ask me all the time, when are we getting an RE5 remake, when are we getting a Code Veronica remake, and it was like a 20-minute video of him talking about it, and I'm like, bro, you have, like, you can frame it and be like, this is what I would like to see, but it wasn't that. It was more of like, here's my thoughts on the future of the Resident Evil franchise. And I'm like, bro, what? Are they calling you and asking about this?
Yeah.
Like, get out of here.
That's just like the certain times, like sometimes I watch them like, this is pretty cool. You know, like all his randomizers and stuff, like he's pretty chill. But they're just sometimes, either his opinions or the way he presents himself, or sometimes he gets obsessed with like minor stuff. Like some guy says something in the chat and he just like talks about it. And goes on and on and on for like 20 minutes, and I'm just like, I'm closing the video. This isn't worth watching at all.
That person in the chat, by the way, was me. I know, it's like a non...
Oh no.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh no. Give it.
What a boss
What
battle!
a fight. It's like, if I was a Twitch streamer and a non-sub said anything ever, I would just not even read it.
Yeah.
Because you just know, like, a sub is generally not gonna troll you, right? Like, you would have to have a troll channel or be like a lolcow kind of thing. Or kind of like a Caleb Hart, where, like, his fans, like, their way of showing love or whatever is, like, calling each other names and whatever, right? But, like, your average person who's a sub isn't gonna be like, whatever. I would just, like, if I saw someone who just comes in who's not a sub, I'd be like, hey, it's that guy. He said I'm annoying, or I'm, whatever derogatory thing. Okay, whatever, like, whatever. But Bakba Soup really does, like, take it to heart, and it'll go on, and I'm like, dude, that's some guy just trolling you, and you just allowed yourself to get trolled.
Yeah, I just...
And especially when your whole job is being online, you should, like, just know it.
Also, Bakba Soup is one of those guys that literally streams, like, 5 or 6 days a week for, like, 10 hours a day. It's like, how are you not immune to this?
Yeah.
I'd be immune to it after, like, a day.
So this is Chaos 4 already.
Yeah, Chaos 2 is never shown for Sonic, but you do fight against Chaos 2 as Knuckles. But yeah, since he's giving 2 Chaos Emeralds, we never see Chaos 3. And Chaos 4 is the worst boss fight in the game. It's not even like he's hard, he's just boring. And
it takes too long.
And it's the Chaos form you have to fight against the most. Because you have to fight it as Sonic, Knuckles, and I think one other person.
That's, I was thinking about it actually earlier today, believe it or not, where I was like, you know, I don't know if it's because I'm not interested in it anymore, or I outgrew it, or it outgrew me, but I'm, like, not into speedrunning, like, really at all.
Yeah, it's definitely got, I might be tired of it, but it's also just, like, everything around it. Everything it represents now. I don't want to get into it, but
Yeah. No, but, like, even, like Summoning Salt will put up a video, and Summoning Salt's videos are, like, super well made. And I used to watch everyone, even if it was, like, a completely uninteresting game to me, I'd be like, yeah, I want to know about the speedrun history of Ninja Gaiden. I don't even like Ninja Gaiden that much, but whatever, I'll learn this, whatever. But, like, now I'll put one up and I'm like, I just don't care about speedruns.
Yeah. It's true, but
I don't know.
I also think Summoning Salt's last video was, like, for, like, Halo 2 or something. It's like, who gives a crap about Halo?
But I'm saying, like, I might have watched that a couple years ago, just to be like, okay, I know Halo's a hard game, so, you know, whatever. But yeah, I guess it's like the whole scene. I haven't wanted to watch a single thing at a GDQ for, like, literally 4 or 5 years at this point.
I haven't watched the last at least 6 years of GDQ, even for 1 second. Not even, like, a VOD on YouTube.
Yeah, me either. I used to, like, at the very least go to the channel and, like, check out the VODs if it was a game I liked. But now I'm just like, ugh. And, like, I don't watch Twitch too much anymore, but generally if I do, it's not really speedrunners. It would be someone, like, either casually playing or doing something fun, like a Resident Evil randomizer. Or, like a marathon. Like, Caleb Hart doing all Mega Man X games. I'd be like, that's interesting, you know? But somebody just, like, resetting Mega Man X over and over again, like, is so uninteresting to me.
I definitely agree that randomizers have kind of, like, replaced speedruns for me, because they're just so much more interesting. Here's a $100 trillion project.
The Egg Carrier, is it called?
The Egg Carrier.
So he went from spending like $1 million on the Egg Hornet, and now he's like, no. And, spoiler, something happens to it, and something even... do you remember,
it's literally in the air for like 1 day.
Do you remember what happens to the Death Star, and what they do after that? Essentially, that's the Egg Carrier. So yeah, like I said, I didn't want to make it any sort of political or whatever thing, because I don't even care about that. And I don't even know if that has a small percentage of it, but I used to, like... I wouldn't watch Twitch a lot, but I would watch a lot of speedrun stuff on YouTube in my off time, or when I'm, like, at work doing just, like, brainless work or whatever. I just don't anymore. It's just not interesting to me. It would have to be something like...
I also feel as if that most of the age of discovery and finding new tricks and other things, like, it still happens. But the last, like, 5 years, it feels like speedrunning is all about just, like, minute optimizations and, like, resetting over and over and over and over and over. And, like, you can watch completed speedruns. It's like, oh, it took me 6 months to watch this, and you can watch it as one single video.
Yeah.
But you lose some of that... it's kind of fun to watch the streams of speedrunning, but also at the same time, it's annoying to watch resets. But also at the same time, when the speedrun's done, you watch it, you're like, yep.
Dude, that guy, Arceus, has 75,000 resets in Ninja Gaiden, and he doesn't even have the world record. He put up a PB the other day, and it's only 11 minutes long, so I watched it. And I was like, dang, but he's still a second off the world record. He has 75,000 resets in that game, and he doesn't have the world record.
And there's just, there's so many records held by people that, like, you know... Okay, whoops.
He's probably in second or third place or whatever, and he's only a second off. But 75,000, even if he reset most of those within a minute, that's still 75,000 minutes. It's insanity.
There's just so many people that, because speedrunning has been so popular for more than a decade, there's so many people that put, like, thousands of hours into games. There's people that can, like, stream and make a living off of it, so they have no excuse not to do 1 billion hours. I forget what I do now. Oh, I go to the right. We're chasing the Egg Carrier.
High Knuckles. But yeah, I don't know. That has nothing to do with Sonic. But even when it's someone I like Bakba Soup got a PB in Resident Evil 3, the PS1 one, and I didn't even watch the video. And I used to like Resident Evil 3 is one of the best speedrun games in the world because of the RNG, and it's a very succinct game, and you beat it in about 40 minutes. And it's just awesome. But even that I didn't watch because I'm just like, dude, I don't care about speedrun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The other thing, this is a fact, GDQ peaked in viewership like in 2016, 2017, and ever since then it's been slowly declining. And this year's GDQ had less than half of the viewership of 2016.
Oh my god.
So it definitely seems like it's dying in the public interest as well.
Wow.
But like, I don't even think it's necessarily just the speedrunning. I think it's also just people are just bored of it. But I also just think it's just the GDQ events are just so soulless and corporate and awful. There's no funny moments, there's no charm, there's no soul to it. It's just...
I will say, when I see a video pull up of one of the GDQ runs when they were doing it in that small room, I'll generally watch it.
Yeah.
Like, if it randomly shows up on my feed, and it's like, never mind. If I see a person playing Ocarina of Time on that, I'll be like, cool, from like 2012 or 2013, I'm like, heck yeah. But like, yeah, it's so, I don't know.
One of the few speedrunners I watch, I don't watch like his streams, but I subscribe to his YouTube channel, ZFG. He does Ocarina of Time. And although he hasn't done speedruns for a while, he's been doing like randomizer for like the last like year and a half. He's still a speedrunner, but it's just like he's waiting for like a new route to happen with 100%, and he doesn't want to just grind the current route over and over and over again, which I completely understand. But there hasn't been any like new speedrun routes for like it might be 2 years now. So he's mostly been doing randomizer and some other stuff, but like those videos are so interesting because he like changes his rule sets a lot. He changes like what exactly he's doing. You can do that inside the randomizer too, like how many dungeons you have to do, how randomized it is.
Oh, it's the same thing with all the Resident Evil ones. They're so awesome.
It's exactly like Resident Evil, where you can do it like a little bit more vanilla, or you can do it where it's like every single loading zone brings you to a random new area. And like he does that pretty rarely because like that's so complicated. But
now, with Resident Evil, they have it where all the characters from Resident Evil 1 through 3 could be in any of the Resident Evil games. So you could play as, I forget his name, but there's a character who gets killed by Nikolai in Resident Evil 3. He's the one who gets exploded in the hospital, and you can play as him, and he has 3 lines. His lines are, "No!" and "Kill me, please!" So, like, Pakwasu was playing Resident Evil 2, and he was the main character. So you would just have this conversation with Marvin, and he would go, "Kill me, please!" And it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
The next step for Resident Evil, and I don't know how they would ever do this without breaking it, would be loading a Resident Evil 1 room into a Resident Evil 2 room, or Resident Evil 3 room. Like, that would be absolute insanity.
Yeah, that'd be hardcore. Oh, look at Sonic's super low poly.
Oh, yeah, he's like, that's like his Sega Saturn version.
Yeah. So it's impossible to hear, but Eggman says some stuff there.
Oh,
He's like, yeah, he's like, charging energy, ready, fire.
Oh, I was having a conversation with Ben Brossman about GDQ because I think it was Memorial Day. I was talking to him, and he was like, "Oh, GDQ's coming up. That's why Nick's not here. He's at GDQ or whatever." And I was like, "Oh," and I was like, "I wonder how many." And I promise I won't continue on this all day or anything, the conversation. But I was like, I wonder how many speedrunners I recognize here. I literally did not recognize a single one besides the one guy who like runs the event.
Tails?
Pooh Bear or something like that,
Tails.
Grand Pooh Bear, I think he did one, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I recognize that name. I didn't recognize a single person, and at that point I was like, is this one of the things where it's like
You're not
Principal
the one
Skinner
I'm looking
going,
for.
is it the kids who are out of touch or me? And I think it's me, but I was like, I didn't recognize
Oh, I
a
wonder if
single
he's okay.
name.
Yeah.
Like, no Caleb Hart, Gunner Maniac, Bakba Soup, any of that stuff. These are big ZFG. I was like, how does ZFG not have a run? Like, it was just, it was crazy to me. And was I being a boomer in thinking that? I expected to see 1 or 2 names I knew. Like, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
The Mexican Runner, I mean, Darbian. There's a lot of them that I was like, I'd see one. I didn't recognize a single name. And I was like, man, this is not for me anymore. Amy Rose GF.
I love that they decided to redesign her and give her a mini skirt and panties. Thank you, Sonic Team.
Based. I always remember that scene because I'm like, I want to know what the girl says.
So the next couple stages for Sonic, I never really thought about this, but it's literally just because of Amy. You go to Twinkle Park because Amy is just tagging along, and she sees her robot nemesis. And then the 2 levels after that are literally just being like, where's Amy? And you go through the level, and it doesn't matter because you don't find Amy. And then you go to another level, it's like, where's Amy?
2. When Amy's not on screen, all the other characters have to be saying, where's Amy? I feel like that one scene from Poochie, the Itchy and Scratchy Poochie show, could be put onto everything ever. Literally, the new Star Wars trilogy, when Rey's not on screen, every character has to be asking, where's Rey?
Literally. Rey is the worst Mary Sue.
Where's Rey? You know, it's funny. I don't know why, but I always thought Poochie was actually kind of cool in a stupid way as a kid when I watched that. Now when I watch that episode, I'm like, oh, he is like pure corporate dribble nonsense. I hate it. But as a kid, I was like, they did Poochie dirty. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, he's kind of cool in a stupid way. That opinion changed quite a bit.
Oh, I